All right, gang, I'm going to go see a matinee screening this Sunday of Nerve.
Players, show us your weapons.
I know absolutely nothing about this movie. I'm going to see it for free, so I'm like, why not? For some reason, I've decided to avoid trailers for this movie, and you know, I have a philosophy that sometimes going into a movie completely cold can be a good and healthy thing, and that's where surprises can really happen, and I kind of dig that. All I know is that it's got Dave Franco, yes, the Diet Coke, James Franco.
That's why it's so refreshing when something really perfect comes along. Like Diet Coke.
He's come a long way since his Blink and You'll Miss Him cameo in Superbad all those years ago.
That was like 8 years ago, asshole. People don't forget.
And it's also got Emma Roberts, niece of the perpetually laughing Julia Roberts. So beyond that, I know nothing about this movie, so I'm driving to the theater, gonna check it out, let you know what my thoughts are on the flip side. The poster's backwards. Not a good sign. Holy shit, I drove to the movies. It was a pitch perfect, beautiful summer day. I get out of the movie and it's dark as hell and it's pouring rain. Shows you how weather can turn on a dime, folks. All right, so I just got out of Nerve. So for those that are really uninitiated with this film, as I certainly was, because I knew nothing about it before going in, Nerve is this sort of psychological thriller that involves this new secret clandestine mobile game that is completely sweeping the nation. Kind of, I guess, like Pokemon Go, except less addictive and potentially dangerous. Oh, so awesome! So very awesome! This game's called Nerve, and the whole crutch of the game is you sign up for it, and you're either a watcher or a player. If you decide to be a player, you embark on a series of dares.
Welcome to Nerve, a game like Truth or Dare, minus the truth. Watchers pay to watch, players play to win, cash and glory. Are you a watcher or a player? Are you a watcher or a player? Are you a watcher or player?
It's cool, right? Is this legal?
The bigger the dare, the bigger the payoff. And so, of course, the players starts getting obsessed with playing the game, and as their bank accounts get filled and as they develop more watchers, because the people that sign up as watchers watch the players engage in these dares, and then they also can sort of dictate terms in terms of what type of dares the players will play next. And two characters in particular, played by Emma Roberts and Dave Franco.
Kiss a stranger for 5 seconds?
Just kiss that guy.
Okay, bye.
They become players that, through means too complicated for me to explain it for the purposes of this review, find themselves connecting via their shared experience with this Nerve game. And of course, like with all psychological thrillers, not everything is as it seems with playing this game.
Some kid died in Seattle playing Nerve.
What happens if I bail?
You lose everything.
I'm playing this game called Nerve. I need help.
You broke the rules. You are our prisoner. We control your life. We control your future.
This movie, on a positive, I'm going to say this. This is a very well shot film. I really appreciated the colorful and kinetic style to the imagery that was on display here.
babe.
Do you know where I can find this dress?
The film also has a very good pacing. I really like the way it was edited. I like the way it was shot.
The only way out is to win.
All right, remember, you're my eyes.
No way.
The name of the directors do escape me, so I'm apologizing up front because I just got out of the movie and I know nothing about it going in. But from what I know, they directed the documentary Catfish, which I haven't seen, but I've been told is miraculously good. And they also directed some of the Paranormal Activity sequels, if I'm not mistaken. So the film, it really looks good.
Dollar dollar bill, y'all.
On a performance level, like Emma Roberts and Dave Franco, you know, I don't consider them performers with a substantial amount of range. I think they actually work better playing supporting characters in other films, as I don't think they're personally strong enough to carry an entire film on their shoulders. But I thought they were really decent together, and they had a really nice sort of effortless, easygoing chemistry, and I liked watching them play off of one another. I think the real problem with Nerve is that it has a really fascinating premise, and I think that the film really didn't explore it for all of the tantalizing possibilities that were inherently there, because really, realistically, this, as the players become more obsessed with playing this mobile game, and as they become more obsessed with being famous and so forth, it's sort of, I think the filmmakers are trying to say a lot about how the internet and modern social media culture creates overnight celebrities out of people that were nobodies, and how it really sort of helps to put voyeurism up on a high pedestal of easy fan worship. I also think that, you know, the movie is trying to tap into the whole inherent danger of online privacy and lack thereof, and I think it really wants to say something profound about that, and it kind of reaches for it. It just doesn't really capitalize on its own ambitions. So there's so many interesting themes and sub-themes that I think this film really could have compellingly explore, but I just don't think it's really particularly as smart or shrewd with it as it thinks it is. The film also really culminates to this frankly outlandish third act and climax that doesn't really quite make a hell of a lot of sense, and it actually all but sort of capsizes a lot of the good handful of scenes in the beginning of the film that actually did work.
What the hell is going on?
Watchers, they stole our identities, and we became prisoners of the game.
We can't stop if we wanted to. There's no one to stop.
This is sick. This is a game.
It's also a film that sort of makes you ask a lot of fundamental questions about its own inherent logic. And you know, I'm not a fuddy-duddy. You know what? And that may sound like a word that only old senior citizens use, but I'm 41 and I'm going to use the term. The logic in this film, and some of the things just don't make sense. And a lot of movies require you to suspend your disbelief, and I understand that. And I've seen a lot of movies that are inherently stupid, for lack of a better word, but they're sort of engagingly peculiar and sort of entertainingly shallow-minded to the point where you really don't second-guess a lot of their logical gaps. This is a film, unfortunately, that takes itself particularly seriously, and you do start asking a lot of questions about what's happening in the story and how this game works and so forth.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Like, for example, Nerve is apparently this ridiculously popular mobile game that's known basically the world over, it seems, or at least in the city of New York where this movie takes place. Yet it's unknown to the police, it's unknown to the larger media as a whole, so that doesn't particularly make any sense. Imagine if, like, Pokemon Go, as popular as it is right now, was not known to anyone outside of its players. So yeah, that doesn't make a hill of beans worth of sense at all. This is one of those films where no one's cell phone battery dies. It's one of those miraculous pieces of movie technology where you never have a character plug in their cell phone. This game requires the players to shoot their dares. And as a person that has used live streaming services and apps on his phone, like for example Periscope, you can shoot a 2 or 3 minute or even a shorter Periscope live video, and I can quantify that is an absolute battery hog. Yet in this film, all the characters are shooting their dares for what seems like an entire night, and their phones are pitch perfectly fine. So that's kind of dumb. I think there is a kernel of a fascinating premise at its core. I just don't think it's really explored in a satisfying manner. I think the film just completely loses its edge and loses its steam as it careens towards this final act. The film is also really, really short. I think it's about 90 plus minutes, and I don't really think it explored the characters and the premise, like I said, as much as it should have. And I think it had a lot more to say about modern, and potentially bloodthirsty social media culture. Again, those elements are there. It just needs to be explored a little bit more. But you know what? Well acted, really good cinematography, well shot. It's a missed opportunity though. There you have it. There's my review of Nerve. Why don't you let me know in the comments whether this film touched a nerve. Also, let me know in the comments what your favorite mobile games are. Let me know what you think of Dave Franco and Emma Roberts in the comments. Let me know what your favorite films of theirs are. And thank you very much for watching. If you could like this video, I would sincerely appreciate it. Also, if you could hit that subscribe button, oh man, I would be your best buddy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at the movies, everybody. That is all. Carry on.